Okay.
Hey, Jeremiah, there's this game called Dispatch. It's a pretty good game. It's a pretty good game, but and we'll get to that. But I want to tell
Yeah.
you about what might be my favorite part of the whole game.
What is your favorite part about Dispatch, Eddie? What's your favorite part of the game?
I'm a bitch. My name's Robert. Still a bitch. Still named Robert. I have a tiny little penis. Dee dee. Fuck. I think I had listened to that on repeat like 6 times before Nikki finally told me to stop. I kept rewinding it to listen to it again because it was that funny.
Oh God, I had low-key forgotten about that. Oh God, that was so funny when it happened in the credits.
Oh
Oh my
man.
God, I can't wait to talk about this. So obviously we are a movie podcast, but every once in a while something grabs our attention so much that we have to talk
Acknowledge
about
it
this.
outside.
Yeah, and we've done a couple of game reviews before and show reviews before, but I feel like this one counts. This one counts. Like I think it's worth it to talk about this one. So, without further ado, why don't you say the thing?
Shema, hit the intro.
Thank you for welcoming us into your headphones. My name is Chema.
I'm ready.
Reviewing Dispatch, and this is The Rollback, an episodic adventure game developed and published by Ad Hoc Studios. This is a workplace comedy where you take the role of Robert Robertson III, formerly a superhero named Mecha Man, who takes a job as a dispatcher for villains turned superheroes after his signature mecha suit is destroyed in battle. This has the cast of the voices of Aaron Paul, Jeffrey Wright, Aaron Yvette, Laura Bailey, Travis Willingham, and Matthew Mercer, as well as content creators Jacksepticeye, Moist Critical, Joel Haver, Alana Pierce, rapper Young Gravy, and other colorful characters. So, this little game came out of fucking nowhere. I remember a year before at the Game Awards, the game was like officially announced. There was Laura Bailey and Aaron Paul like showed up in front of the audience and talked about this game that was coming out. And we were like, all right, you know, the animation looks pretty cool. There is a little bit of like too many superhero stuff, and the animation kind of reminded me a little bit of more something like Invincible. But we're like, we'll see how this comes out. And then the game came out, and it was an episodic release made by the people who previously worked at Telltale. And I love the way that this was pitched and sold because they said, like, remember those This Is ESPN commercials? Where,
Yes.
like, yeah, they said, like, imagine those, but like superheroes, like an office. Every day, you know, something fantastical is happening, but it's with superheroes. And I was like, you know what? I'm always down for when someone recreates the wheel with superhero stuff. If it's done good, it's done good. And man, what a find! What a fun a few weeks was playing this back to back to back, and then going back and replaying it for to get different results. I love this cast. I love these characters. I love this main character. I love this Robert Robertson character, and good performances, great animation. I love the styles of these characters, and I love the colors and hell, even the little bit of gameplay when you're actually dispatching, I think is fun. We're gonna get on like specifics and everything, but what were your initial thoughts on Dispatch?
I initially didn't give two shits about it. I was like, what the hell is this? Like, it was completely off my radar. I just remember when the first trailer came out, I remember seeing it on my phone, and a lot of people were simping over who would now be we call not Invisigal, Blue
Invisibitch.
Blazer.
Oh, Bloom Blaze. Okay.
Yeah, and I was and like I just remember being like, why is everyone crushing on okay, I guess. That was my
No, I get.
only pre-exposure to this game before seeing it. Nikki actually was the one that really wanted to play it. She was like, "Oh, this looks great" or whatever. I'm like, oh, "Okay, yeah, sure, like, down." And sure enough, no, pretty fucking good actually. That
Yeah.
first episode kind of threw me through a loop with the whole, "Oh, I have a boyfriend." Wait, what?
Oh, so you were like you were one that tried to kiss like Bloom Blazer at the start because I did it, and I was like, let's be respectful of this young lady. You know, they just met.
Look,
I did
man,
feel the sparks, but I was like, let's let
yeah.
this load. You know, let's let this find its course.
No, 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 no. If she takes you to a very secluded area where you guys are drinking and hanging out, like a kiss might be warranted. Don't force yourself on her, but like a slight peck,
For the people in the audience that are not aware, the ratio of dates and people that updated between like Eddie and me are like they will slightly differ, which
They're
means
slightly
that
skewed.
one of us has a little bit more experience in that sense. So, we're gonna apply that in the game.
Oh,
So,
I'm sorry. I'm batting a perfect 1,000. Go fuck yourself. I'm undefeated. I'm sorry. I don't know what it's like to get broken up with or be broke or do the breaking.
skill issue, man. That's how you develop some muscle, you can, it's the only
But you
way,
can't
okay?
develop perfect, Chema. You cannot develop perfect.
I agree, which is why, this is why coaches don't play. So anyway, back to this.
Back to this
Yeah,
batch.
I think it's fun that like you can try to play this game much like one of my favorite games, Persona 5. You can play this as like, okay, what would I answer if I was in Robert's position? Or you can play it as what is my interpretation of what Robert would do, you know?
Yeah.
Which I think is a phenomenal way to play this, and why the game I think has a lot of replay value. We find ourselves in the shoes of this character that we know surprisingly little at the start. We just see an action scene, and then we see this speech that the character gives, which gives a lot of context to his backstory. And I think people decide how they're going to play the game based on like that first interaction, which is how we're going to answer to that bitch ass reporter, you know?
Yeah.
And I think from there it's easy to see, okay, how is he gonna act at the bar with the other heroes? How is he going to act with Blonde Blazer? How is he gonna act when he's back at work? And I think a lot of that really comes from Aaron Paul's voice work. Um,
Outstanding voice work, by the way. Like genuinely
he
outstanding.
he is fantastic, yeah.
I think this might be his best role since Breaking Bad, actually. Oh, then again, there was that one episode of was it Black Mirror that was
Invincible.
out incredible.
Oh yeah, he was really good in that, and I've liked him in pretty much everything that I've seen him in. I loved him in Breaking Bad, of course, and I'm one of the few people that actually like the Need for Speed movie. I'm sorry, I think it's actually pretty fun. Um, he's great in BoJack Horseman as well. He's one of the main characters, and yeah, so I always really like him, and I think he's really good in voice work. I think he voiced a character in Invincible as well, and he got a lot of praise for that.
Don't be
Um,
surprised. Let me see.
Yeah, and but yeah, he's really good as this main character that's both kind of beat up by the work, by the job, and by society, but that still manages to find a lot of strength and a lot of like earnest leadership in this game. I actually ended up really liking his character, even though he's supposed to be like a blank canvas, so that you can so that you can like project yourself into him. Even the name Robert Robertson III. I mean,
Generics in the fourth, pretty much.
yeah, but I actually really like this character. I like the decisions that he took. I like the way that he talked. I like his relationship with Blazer even before he turns romantic. Like I like how they are able to become good work colleagues, and I like that he's charged with a responsibility, but he never seems to, want to take advantage of it. Like he doesn't hate the job that he's been given. He wants to do it well. Reminds me a little bit of Ted Lasso, honestly. Like he arrives to a position where he does not he may not fit at the start, but he manages to break down everyone's walls. Did you think the same
Chaotic
thing, or
neutral
what?
Ted Lasso.
Yeah, a chaotic neutral Ted Lasso in a way.
Wow, I did not think of that one. That was a good one.
Yeah, yeah, it reminded me a little bit of that, and I think his relationship with like all the heroes ends up working.
I think one of the things that really works about this, it comes down, and I will always hark on this because they're very always underappreciated. The writing team, especially for something like this, because when here you go, writers. Okay, so Perry Shoretti, Susie
Pierre
Matson,
Charette,
thank you, Charette, Susie Matson, Ashley Jeffalone,
Jeff Alone,
that name? Jeffalone, Chad,
right?
right? Thank you, and Chris Ribert.
Robert.
Ribert. Okay. I me no talking, whatever. When you're writing something like this, folks, especially something where it's a choose your own adventure book or game or movie, whatever, this episodic show, there's branches upon branches upon branches of ways that this could go. It is one of the most complex writing styles that there is because you need to have it open-ended enough to where it feels like the decisions matter, but you can't go so far off the fucking rails that like the third act has nothing is nowhere near as similar as the, a real third act or the third act that this person would have gotten, right? You can't be so dissimilar. And that is a writing style that Telltale, now I guess was it Nighthawk Studios?
Ad hoc series.
Nighthawk Studios, I guess has inherited like the burden of that writing style. And it's genuinely outstanding. And I think it says something to the performances that whatever dialogue that you heard in this game, they probably filmed about 3 times the dialogue because they had to account for all the extra trees and all the extra things that went down. Now, I'll give them this: the execution of it all like is outstanding. People call this an episodic video game. I would call this an interactive TV show, and that's a compliment.
Yeah,
That is a compliment. I mean that. I mean it in a good way.
I agree. This is one of those games where like when I first heard what it was and how it worked, I watched a couple of reviews on it. I wanted to, this was when it was still like coming out. I thought for a second, okay, do I like spend the money to buy the game and play it like my way? Or do I like, watch a playthrough on YouTube and see like the decisions that they take and, see it as that in that sense? I opted out to getting the game and experiencing it myself, even though like you're gonna spend most of the time watching cutscenes and choosing what would Robert say in that moment. Um, and very little, in the actual like dispatch section. But I ended up really liking the dispatch sections. I like the dialogue that comes out in that, and I
Yeah.
like thinking to myself, okay, what would I do? Who would I send in this position? I don't want to like get too inside baseball, but I work at an office. I dispatch people places, like
So you know
this.
who can do what.
I know who can do what. I know the personalities of the technicians that I sent, that I dispatched to, to places. So this wasn't too dissimilar from like my actual, I would say 9 to 5, even though it's like a lot more of those hours. But no, because of that, I ended up like liking sitting there and like listening to what they would say. I like how they would get along with each other. Even like little digs. Like there's a moment, I don't remember which episode it was, but you're sitting there like dispatching people, and then you have the character of Sonar, played by Moist Critical, telling you like, Robert, have you seen my stapler? And Robert being like, I don't know, I haven't seen your stapler. Like, Robert, you have my stapler. Like, I know I had it before today. Last time I saw you, like I had it. Like, you have my stapler. And then by the end of like dispatch section, he's like, Robert, I found my stapler. Where is it? It was at the gym. Why was a stapler at the gym? Like, little, you're listening to a little bit of real life stuck in this superhero world. And I think the voices and the writing have a beautiful marriage in
I
making it
think
work.
and I can't say this for sure because I wasn't there. I would like to think that they filmed some of it live there with like the whole cast so they could riff with each other.
Mhm.
Because that feels like a riff. That feels like something where like you're going back and forth with each other.
So back to the game, back to this. Did you have a least favorite part of the whole experience?
Ah, I can't remember who was my least favorite character. I think maybe I wish that there were more dynamic choices or dialogue options when it came to who you had to kick out. Because there's a very pivotal part of the game
Yeah.
where you have to decide if you're going to kick out. Who was it? Who was it? It
It
was
was it was Sonar
Canary?
or Coop. It was
Coop.
Coop
Thank you.
or
Sonar Coop.
Sonar.
I kept Sonar. I don't know who you kept.
I also kept Sonar. I played this game twice to do different like choices. Both times I've kept Sonar. Um, yeah, I do understand, you have like the choice and everything, but I guess I like the Sonar character just a little bit more 2 times, even though I could, kicked him out just so I can have a different story. But I don't know, it felt like the right choice. It felt like the in that sense. Now that you mention different perspectives on what to do, I understand that this is a smaller game and that it's a smaller, newer studio. I understand that, they want you to go, one or two positions, directions, I mean, and because of that, this is a very a very, complicated way of saying that I wish I could have romanced the devil woman. Like this is my way of
You're not the
saying.
first person to tell me that. You're not the first person that I've heard be like, man, why couldn't I get with her?
I'm
What is
sorry,
wrong
it's
with you,
just
alpha slut?
the concept of having a female Hellboy voiced by Alana Pierce is like a little too good of a concept to not like take it further. Uh, yeah, no, I liked all the characters. I like the decisions that the game takes you, between especially the romance options. But what's up?
I think she actually flirts with Robert a bit.
Yeah, a little bit. She has like a couple of scenes where like,
I
yeah.
just remember there was one image that I saw where she has her arm around him, I think, and she has a beer in her hand. You see Invisible in the back just looking pissed.
Yeah, they go to his apartment because they're like, you don't have a couch, you don't have like a light, like what the fuck? So we're gonna do a party and we're gonna like do it here. And
We're
he's
gonna
like,
bring you your
no, like
shit.
stop. Yeah, and then they start like giving him updates on his suit, and she mentions like, oh yeah, this gang of like dudes like they want to kill me, and then Robert goes like, who would want to kill you? She goes like, ah, you're cute, I like you. And that's and that's when you have like Invisigal in the background, like looking like no.
Hey,
Um,
mine, claim.
we gotta shout out Laura Bailey who plays Invisigal. I mean, this she's one of the most like dynamic, talented voice actresses that exist. She's been doing this for way too long. Like she has probably the best career that a voice actress can have. Between like anime and video games, like a lot. And I love her voice in this. Apparently, she was originally going to voice Blonde Blazer, but they switched her out. They were like, actually, why don't you give a crack to Invisigal? Which is funny because like she's very different to like all the characters that she's played before, and she manages to sound exactly like her, but also like completely different. I thought at first that it was oh god, what's her name? I thought it was Ashley Johnson voicing her because her voice reminded me a little bit of Ellie from Last of Us. But no,
Mhm.
it was Laura Bailey who I think fucking kicks it out of the park. Like I think she does amazing at both like the drama and also like the comedy of the character.
I
Yeah.
What was your opinion of Jeffrey Wright as Trackstar as Chase?
Oh God, he
I loved
is
him.
I adored him. Adored is a better word. This is one of those actors that like just he kind of says yes to almost every project that is given to him, and he always like
Kills
delivers.
it. Does amazing.
Yeah, he always kills it. I didn't recognize that it was him at the start. He really does like something with his voice, where like he does become like he's a good character actor, like because he really does sound like a grumpy old man with like the young and spiritedness of like a younger man, you know?
He I heard it was him from the very beginning. I could tell by his voice. His
Yeah.
voice was too distinct for me to not notice. But just what he says is so off the fucking wall. Motherfucker, it's not a reach around. I'm giving you a hug.
And then he goes like, "Well, you're an old man." And he's like, "Bitch, I'm not even 40." Like,
Yeah.
and I
Oh,
love that. I love the that he has like both very sad, emotional scenes and also like very, very funny scenes. I love the relationship that he has with Robert's dog,
yeah. Yeah. With beef,
with Beef, which is can we add him to like the Hall of Fame of like video game dogs? I mean,
dude, at the end, when he had beef, I had never been more angry during the whole game than when he had beef and he was like, I'll just snap his neck. Like if I drop him, you'll just catch him. I'm just gonna snap his neck.
yeah, that was I thought one of the best reveals, one of the best uses of like a character because like I thought when I first saw Beef, I was like, first of all, love. Second of all, protect at all cost. And third, is he just there to make merch? But the fact that they actually wove him into the story, like because when we see the villain, fucking Shroud, holding the dog while we see like all the flames in the background, and we see both Robert and all the side characters going like no, like no, we fell in love with that dog. That's our dog. No, I reacted the same way. I was like, no, 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 don't fuck with the dog. The fact that they made it part of like that ending, genius. I thought like that's how you write a good character like that into the story because it's both pretty ridiculous and also like yes, you would trade the fate of the world for that fucking dog, you know?
Can we talk about the finale, the last episode? Because
Oh yeah.
it legitimately felt in the best way, like the whole show was building up to that one finale. As far as like big action sequences, right? Like the Z team taking on everyone after the whole city is under attack because of Shroud. Uh, when the acid guy shows up, he's like, "I'm ready to take you out." He's like, "Actually, I have someone that can take you out. I have the perfect guy." Punch Up just comes up. Oh, I love Punch
Right
Up.
in the
I love
nuts.
his dick punches.
Right in the fucking nuts. Yeah, I love the ending. What did you Okay, so at the end, I have like a few questions that I
Oh, wait,
want to ask. Like,
I have a few questions too.
okay, okay. You want to go one on one or what?
Uh, you go first.
Okay.
1-1, 1-1.
Um, okay. So at the end, did you trust when the reveal of Invisigal comes out, you know, that she was involved in like the original like destruction of the suit.
Uh,
Did you ended up trusting her again, or did you like
yes,
give her the boot?
I can
You
fix you.
did. Okay. Okay, you go.
Waterboy or Phenomenomina Man?
Oh God, I prefer Waterboy, but
Same.
Phenomenon, when I have him on like the team, I low key love that he stays depressed. I think it's a good subversion. There's a really good moment where like if you have him on the team and you have like the little meeting where you decide if Invisible like stays or goes.
Huh?
There's a little moment where like they're all like together and he goes like, I don't know what this meeting is for. I thought we were gonna get together to play Magic the Gathering. I hope we still can. Like he's it's
Stupid.
no, but like I love an underdog, so I do prefer Waterboy. Question: Were you when you given the offer to give the real like a little thing? The what is it? The what
The
was
serum,
the
no, the energy thingamabob, the MacGuffin.
Yeah,
To give
yeah,
him
the
the MacGuffin.
MacGuffin. When you had the option to give him like the fake one, the real one, or the two, or both of them, which one did you do?
I did both.
Yeah, me too. It
Fuck you,
felt
man.
like feels like the right choice, right? It
Yeah.
feels like the right choice, and I think it actually presents like throughout the whole game, you're kind of seeing Robert as like, what's so special about this guy? He doesn't have any powers, but he's so fucking smart, and he's so like good at just being a hero. Period. That makes sense why people like him, even though he has no powers. You know, and
I
that
think
decision I think is so smart. It even makes the villain go like, "There's two of them, Robert. Like, what the fuck you expect me to do?" And it's like, I don't know. You
but
fucking deal with it.
I think though that screams volumes to his I think I think arguably his superpower is his like his willingness to push, his perseverance.
Yeah, I
Because the
agree.
dude does not know how to fuck. The dude is tied upside down, getting the shit beat out of him, and he's still like, "Fuck you. What else you got?"
Yeah. Like he's been through the ringer, and I like that he didn't turn him into like a negative, you know, grizzled like veteran. Like he's actually very open to like, hey, you guys are the next gen. You can do it. Like why wouldn't you like, you know,
Yeah,
do more with like you're not carrying a burden, you're carrying a privilege. Like, you know, do something with it.
yeah.
And yeah, so I like that part. You go.
Okay. Well, I might be cutting a little too much of the chase here, Gady. Invisigal, Invisibitch, or Blonde Blazer.
Okay, so on my first run, I did Blonde Blazer. Um, but because I really like the chemistry that they had, and I like a lot of moments that like really tie them together. There's, I think one of my favorite moments is in the last chapter when Blonde Blazer says like, "Okay, you know what? We don't have enough heroes. We don't have enough network. I'm going into the field. Like, I'm gonna go and help." And Robert, you have the option to be like, no, like, first of all, like, no, like, you're in charge of this. Stay. They'll only listen to you. And she has this moment where she like kind of like looks at him, looks to the whole office and goes like, "Hey, listen to Robert," and then flies away.
Yeah,
And it's like what I love about that moment is that from the get-go, Blonde Blazer is telling Robert like, they need to believe in you and you need to believe in them. And like, you need to believe in them so that way so that way the C team can succeed. But who believes in Robert first?
Mhm.
Actively goes and seek him out? Because there were a lot of
Chase.
theories besides Chase. There were a lot of theories that Blonde Blazer was going to turn, that if she was actually going to be a villain.
Yeah.
And and as overstuffed we are with like edgy,
Double
not
turns and
heroes, not
triple
villains.
turns.
Yeah, and like, oh, is he a hero? Is he a villain? I love that Blonde Blazer is like full on hero. I love that she's an unspeakably like amazingly strong force of good,
Positive
and
person.
that she can get her hands dirty. Like though that moment where she goes and saves Robert, she goes like, I mean, I can take on like 40% of you.
I'm
I'll die by the end, but like,
but I'll kill about half of you, so who wants to go first?
yeah,
That was a
like
hell of a bluff. I don't even think she was bluffing, but that scene, goddamn. But see, that scene made Nikki think, no, she's a traitor. This is planned.
I love that she wasn't. I love that she wasn't. I love that she was like full on good the whole time. And I like that she's not like, super like Miss Goody Two Shoes. I like that she can get her hands dirty, and I like that she can also be like when she's showing Robert around, and he like will ask a question, and she'll be like, "Okay, dick," like, like like she's not afraid to like get a little dirty in that sense. So I like that. I like that they have scenes like that. Now that being said, the route with Invisigal, I think, is very well written. I think it's very hard to not root for an underdog. It's very hard to not, feel attracted to that sense of life, of that, that darkness. Yes, I can change her character. I like that she has that scene at the beginning of like chapter 3 or 4 when she has like the dream about Robert, and like the whole next day she's just mad. She's just like fucking pissed at him, like just looking at him through from the copier, and
Yeah.
being like, "Fuck are you looking at?" And then there's a moment where like she's kind of checking him out, and he goes like, "Are you checking me out?"
Did you give me an up down?
Like, you give me an up down, yeah. And even like at the restroom, like she goes like, had a sex dream about. Like she's very direct about it. And like
Yeah.
he goes like, and like, he just goes like, "In the dream, did I have a big dick?" And she's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I have that one too." Like just like while cleaning like his chest, and then and he goes like, "By the way, this is a terrible thing to do in a restroom." And then like Waterboy's like shitting himself and like the back, and he's like, "First of all, this is your fault. Why would you do this here?" You know? But I like that there's synergy. I like what they have. I like that he believes in her and that she needs someone to believe in her. So
Yeah.
ideally, I'd pick Blonde Blazer, but like I get why people would go for Invisible. You?
I also saw somewhere where people were because I'm on a Dispatch fan page now. I'm like, ah, this is
Okay.
good. I'll join, I guess.
Yeah.
They're like, there should have been a third option where you romance both and fail, or you try.
I think you can try, but like, 'cause, like, look, you can also like try to get both and like fail. You can also end up alone.
That's fair. But what if you can get both and succeed? The hardest
Uh,
tree to succeed.
for that, I just recommend people just play Catherine. If you're into that, just play Catherine.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
Yeah, it's and you'll see. But yeah, my next question: who was your favorite member of the C team?
You know who I think was very underdeveloped? Believe it or not, Prism. I I
Prism
I
has
think
a
there was
lot of
a
personality, and I think that helped. Yeah,
yeah, no, but I think she was underdeveloped as she could have been a bigger role in the game. Flambe, I loved him. He was hilarious. I thought he was funny. I really like Sona. You know what? I think I like everyone. Even Golem, because even Golem at one point like advocates to keep Invisibitch. Even he's like,
yeah,
look, we've all been villains. Like we shouldn't kick her out just because what she made a mistake. Cool, so the rest of us. But I'm
yeah,
not going to stand in the way of the team. Like
yeah.
he's probably the most mature of the team. He maybe should be the leader.
Golem.
Yeah.
I see it. I like this character. I like his quotes and I like the lines and everything. Um, God, I think my favorite one was Sonar. I do I think it's the voice. It's the most critical voice. Like that, like every time that he would talk, I would find it hilarious. So I do think that was great. The thing with oh God, what's her name? Prism. Um, a lot of really good quotes, a lot of really good lines. They even included a couple of her songs because she's like a real life singer, the voice actress. And at the end of like chapter two, I think when you discover that like Blonde Blazer and Phenomenon are dating,
Yeah.
it does her song plays in the credits and like it's just it starts with like a lyric that goes like I'm gonna show you how to make a pound cake, and like it was fucking hilarious. That scene when they're fighting at the bar and she's singing at the karaoke and like she uses these lights and like she blinds this guy and this guy yells, "Oh no, I'm temporarily blind!" And she goes like, "Fuck you mean temporarily, bitch? You blind forever!" Like
Oh, I forgot about that part.
it's so funny. Like all these characters have like those little moments that I think really work. And yeah, I think that was a big one. Question: would you be open for a season two or a sequel to this game?
Fuck yeah, I expect a season two or sequel to this game.
The question is, would you like a season two sequel to this game with like these same characters or like maybe another group of heroes? Do you think we've run the course with this cast?
I feel like they ended it in such a way where it almost demands a sequel because they need to rebuild the RDA, maybe make it better, and then deal with corruption. And I was like, all right, we got our feet off the ground. Now we have to deal with this other bullshit. I don't know. Or do you think it's a Chainsaw Man situation where they're gonna do another like they're gonna continue calling it Dispatch season two, but it's gonna be with completely new characters?
I think it's gonna go in that direction. I love this cast. I love these characters, but I think moving it more. The thing is that because it is like an open choice game, if
Yeah,
you could do a sequel, you kind of have to accept that like some decisions were already taken, and
yeah.
like what if they were not the decisions that you took
Mhm.
at the start, unless they do like a thing where like, oh, let's continue where you left off, where you chose, and it's like, oh God, I think it closes out. I think it limits the possibilities if they make a second season sequel and it's like a whole new, maybe a new section of the RDA, maybe in another location, and like
Yeah.
some of these characters cameo in that, cool. I'm into that. But you know, would have to see how it was. I think also Robert's arc is pretty much cleared by the end. Um,
You don't think he wants to continue to be Mecha Man?
I think we'll continue to see him be Mecha Man, but in my opinion, my least favorite parts of the game were the QRTs, like the
Mhm.
QuickTime events. Like didn't care
That's
for
fair.
like oh press there's an action scene going, like press right click so that you don't get punched. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. I kind of didn't care for those scenes. I care more about like the puzzles and like the dispatch section and like the dialogue. But like for example, this is season two and it's a whole new cast and like I don't know, maybe like Blonde Blazer like comes in and is like, hey, I'm the department head of like this other
Oh God, they're
RDA.
training a new branch.
Yeah, maybe it's like a training a new branch, you know?
I
I'm into that.
I just want to see. I want to see because again, I was a Visigoth path. If they get together down the road, or do we
That's on
see him
you.
and or
That's
do we
like
see
if
him and
like
Blonde
whatever you
Blazer get
chose.
together, or all three? I don't know. I again,
You're really
the
pushing for
world
this
is changing.
molecule,
Polyamory is a thing.
you're really pushing for that in this game. Like, yeah,
I saw that meme where it goes like Robert kisses Blonde Blazer, and then he
yeah.
kisses Invisigal, and then Blonde Blazer and Invisigal kiss, and he's flicking off the camera. It's the same one from El Dorado. Have you seen that meme? That joke?
That doesn't sound like a meme. That sounds more like, like fan art.
No. It's like a thing. I've
No,
seen
I've
it done
seen
with
it.
so many
I know
characters
what you
though.
mean.
No, I've seen it done with so many
Nice.
characters though. It's done with Charlie, Vaggie, and Emily from Hazbin Hotel. They did it with the guys and the chick from El Dorado. Basically, it's a throuple instead of it being a couple. It's triples. But anyway, I saw that one and I'm like, I don't hate that idea of that because also I could see the conflict going on between Blonde Blazer and Invisigal. I really think that would be fun to explore.
It's kind of
Like,
it's kind of interesting how like if you're on the Blonde Blazer route,
hmm,
and like for example, you get to like the house party at Robert's house, and if there's a moment where like you get to dance with like one of them, if you dance with Blonde Blazer, like you'll see Invisigal in the background, like kind of pissed.
hmm.
If you dance with Invisigal, like Blonde Blazer will not be pissed. She'll be like, "That's your choice, man. Love you for it." You know,
I
which
think because
is
Blonde Blazer's better at hiding it though.
maybe. But it's fun either way. I want to talk a little bit about like there's a couple of like side characters. Like for example, there's a character of Royd, who's this muscular member of the Phoenix program that like helps him rebuild his suit. I love this character. He was
Oh, he's
like
cool.
super positive. Yeah, Royd's cool. Obviously, Phenomenon is fun.
What do they call you, Roy? Because of all the steroids? What? Did they call me that?
Well, when they meet and they're like pissing in the restroom, and he goes like, "Give me a fist bump," and he's like, "No, you just pissed. Like,
No.
not gonna do that." Obviously, Chase is fun. What do you think of the villain? What do you think of Shroud?
I was just about to ask you, what did you think of the reveal in the bar when Shroud's like, I'm so sorry about that. You know, good help is hard to find these days.
Not gonna lie, I kind of
It's,
saw it coming. Like the second that he walked into the bar, I was like, "Yeah, that's Shroud," immediately. Like,
I didn't. I thought he was just an NPC. And then all of a sudden he has lines. I'm like, oh shit, he's the villain.
yeah. Also, like Matt Mercer, who voices him,
Mhm.
kind of impossible to not notice his voice. He's kind of in everything. So yeah, I figured that much more because of that sense. And if you've binged enough Critical Role like I have,
Yeah.
kind of hard to not recognize his voice. But no, but that's cool. I like his character. I like his design. I like his voice, and I like that he added like a genuine like creepiness to the role into the game.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I like the not very like well understanding of like his whole um like team of people, but it was cool. It was he was a serviceable villain for this.
I think I liked him as a villain because he was a really good antithesis. I liked his idea of like, oh, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna mod your body. That way you feel better. But you're gonna be a servitude to me forever. Otherwise, you're gonna feel like shit again. So, how is this gonna go?
Yeah,
I
and
genuinely, I did. That's kind of fucked up. I did like all that though. I like that aspect of him.
I agree. And yeah, I think it's gonna add like to Mercer's like just
Already impressive repertoire.
yeah, he's incredible. So he kind of why not cast him as the villain? He just voiced fucking Ganondorf. Like why not let him go crazy with the role?
That's true.
Yeah.
Um, what other thoughts do you have on this movie? I'm on this game. I'm so sorry. It
Uh,
feels more like an interactive. I will die on that hill. This feels more like an interactive film or an interactive like TV series rather than a game. And again, that's a
Interaction visual.
compliment. Like I mean
Yeah,
that as a
it's like a
compliment.
bit. It's a visual novel with like very good like t moments of engagement. Question, because this was the most recent like piece of not criticism, but like, has anyone noticed this? Um, and I need you to think about your answer before you answer. Okay,
Mhm.
is this just Twilight for dudes?
No,
Okay, you
it,
wanna you wanna explain your answer?
yes, the writing is good.
Oh God.
The only thing that this has in common with Twilight is the fact that you got to pick between two people. That's it. The writing is so much better. It's funny at times. There's ever a part where they're standing in the woods and doing this, like fucking Broadway style. Because you, oh wait, hold up. Okay, wait, Twilight. So no, this is nothing. This is much better than Twilight. The only similarity is the fact that you have to choose between two love interests. But the writing's actually good. The story's actually funny and compelling. There's actually a good final act with a good villain. Like, no, I'm sorry, hell no.
Okay. Because that was like a thing that was floating around a little bit of the internet. Like oh, this is just Twilight for dudes because like it's a guy can just, project himself into this main character and there's two love interests that like both for some reason are super like down bad for this guy. And
There's the meme with Idris Elba and Eminem from Suicide Squad. He does exactly
yeah.
what I do, but better. Yeah, that
In a way.
that is it. Let's see.
Wait, you said Eminem? It was John Cena.
No, did I say John Cena?
You said Eminem.
Oh, damn. Okay. But yes, Idris Elba with John Cena. He does exactly what I do, but better.
All right. But yeah, so that's I think what would you
Dispatch.
score this? Like, would you recommend the game? Would you like
Strongly recommend this game. I don't often rate games because I don't play enough of them. Almost every game I've ever played is good because so picky. Damn, this game 9 out of 10. I don't know how it could be. I think the only way it could be perfect. I like open world games like Red Dead 2 or Grand Theft
yeah.
Auto. I think that's the only way this game could be any better. But 9 out of 10, outstanding storytelling all the way through. You?
I adored this game. I get it because Ad Hoc is a new studio, but like even the Telltale games had like little sections where you could walk around. And I would have also liked if this game had let you like maybe walk around the office, maybe talk to a couple of people that are make friendships with the other dispatchers. I would have liked a little bit of that, but I like how committed it is to its purpose, to its like, hey, we're the only gameplay is actually the dispatching sections and the dialogue trees and everything. As an effort from this new studio, I support it. I think it's great. I don't know how to score a game. I think that I'm not, but I would also give it like a 9 out of 10. Besides the QTE sections, I think this is a fantastic game, and even better, it has a lot of replayability, which I think
Totally.
is great. If anyone is interested in playing Dispatch, the game is available on Steam. It is also available in PlayStation 5, and it is also available on Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 as of January the 28th, 2026. I highly recommend everyone to give this game a try. And yeah, and thank you so much for watching. I know we don't usually do game reviews, but we were compelled by such a fun experience that we both had playing this game. So thank you so much for joining us. My name was Chema,
Definitely.
and this was the rollback. Signing off with a reminder to I don't know. What will be the reminder? I'm a bitch. My name's Robert. I'm a
The
bitch and
bitch
my
still
name's Robert.
alive.
I'm a just
No, here's
yeah.
here's a reminder. Always be open-minded. You never know when you're gonna fall in love. It might be the former ex-convict, or it might be the golden girl. You never know. All right, keep your options open.
And always remember that yes, dude, you can change her.
Yes, you can. Oh no, that would be the worst advice we ever given on this goddamn show.
Yes, you can change her. Good night, everyone.